The reality is that governments were actually established and they have also been brought into existence, not only by mankind, but also for the establishment and basically birth of unconditional and unfiltered and unfathomable freedom, independence, sovereignty, justice, equality, fairness, jobs, opportunities, and all of the imperatives and fundamentals in the human life which we could not do it for ourselves, which we just could not provide ourselves with, which we could not resolve, attain, possess, conquer by ourselves. The government should and must have been able to provide us with all that. That is why it exists. That is why we brought this thing into existence. But then again, obviously, when politics came into government, when government basically started being regulated and characterized by politics, religion, society, education, etc., then it became corrupt, destructive, deteriorated, discriminating, partial in its ideologies, in its policies, actions, behaviors, endeavors against and towards the citizenry, towards both man and women inside the societies, anyways. And now it prioritizes as much control, condition, enslavement as it possibly can to be able to domesticate, exploit, manipulate both man and women's weaknesses, resources, talents, potentials. Obviously, in different ways, for different reasons, for different evil, malicious endeavors, ambitions of the governments, elites, politicians, and representatives, and billionaires, globalists who are now running and funding all the democratic governments around the world. And that's why they are stricter, harsher, and more dangerous than ever before. They are beating the protesters down to death. So, this is the end of democracy, and again, the resurrection of dictatorship and fascism into the world in the disguise of democracy and liberalism. There is control, exploitation, and arbitrary introduction of responsibility, obligation, demand, expectation have been established over the citizenry, over both men and women, so that they are never able to make room for themselves. They are never able to find time for their authenticity, development, enhancement of skills, extension of power, talent, and for their own truthfulness, reliability, humility, groundedness, and so that they are never able to exercise critical thinking, sovereign behavior, independent action, and ultimately they won't be able to rebel and fight back against the government's tyrannies, against the actual sources of evils, anyways. And it's quite terrifying when the government says that they are here and they are here to help us. That I am from the government and I'm here to help you is obviously the most terrifying claim or accusation that we can ever make, because the government never exists to help